Hey guys, welcome back to Blind Strike Exotics. I'm John, and this is Sterlis. I don't know if that's like a formal name for her, but that's just what I've called her. She's a Sterling Lesser. She actually laid my second clutch this year. I still have one of her third clutch. She laid my third clutch, and I still have one of her hatchlings actually available as of right now. Anyways, this little guy here. But today's video, we are going to talk about some buying tips when you are, browsing around on Morphmarket. Not in any particular order. I'm not going to rank them 1 through 5, but I think if you're not a breeder and you haven't sold a lot of stuff, I think to get into the head of a breeder and understand where they're coming from when they're selling something, when they're pricing something, is probably beneficial to you guys. So really the first thing I want to talk about is you need to kind of understand where a breeder gets their pricing from, and which will lead into what they're willing to negotiate, if at all. So for me personally, now, some breeders just chuck numbers out there and they just throw prices on their snakes and they don't do any research, and that's not a good way to run your business. Anybody running their Morphmarket store like a true business knows what their snakes are worth and just aren't throwing out numbers on their pages. And those numbers can be high and those numbers can be low. I've seen snakes right now, the market of a Blue-Eye Lucy, and I just had a conversation with a customer about this. A Blue-Eye Lucy has always usually gone for $450 and up, the hatchling. And this year, the prices on them have fluctuated to the point where they're selling at the minimum for like $550. That's just for a 2-gene Blue-Eye Lucy. And I've seen people post them for $300 or $350. And that not only does them a disservice, it does everybody else a disservice that is selling in the market. So that being said, when I am listing a snake on Morphmarket, I do tons of research. And that research is what else is currently available with these genes, what is the pricing of those snakes, how many are available, and where do I want to sit in that price point. And sometimes there are no snakes like it, so it's kind of hard to price out a snake. Sometimes there's a ton of snakes, which gives you a really good price point on where to price it, but it also drives down the value of the snake too. So that plays a big factor in how I figure out what my prices are for a specific snake. In terms of negotiations, that is affected by, again, supply and demand. If I have one of these, let's say I have a pied desert ghost, and there are 3 other of those available on Morphmarket currently, you're not going to get any negotiation out of me. The price is going to be the price. I know what that snake is worth, and I don't have any desert ghosts in my collection, but let's just say that snake's worth $3,000. If I have it listed at $3,000, you're paying $3,000 and you're paying shipping on it, because that's what that snake is worth. However, if I have an Enchi or a Mojave Enchi listed, and we're talking hatchlings here, not adults, and that snake I just sold an Enchi for $75. Typically Enchis go for $75 to $100, just single gene Enchi hatchlings. That snake, there's not a whole lot of room in negotiation because the price is already very low, and you can't get free shipping on it because shipping, and I know some of you guys don't understand this because you've never shipped before. I ship mainly hatchlings, I ship adults, but right now I'm in Pittsburgh. If I'm shipping to most places on the East Coast, it's usually $50, possibly could be a little under, but usually around $50. If I'm shipping in California, a single hatchling ball python in the smallest box I can put them in, which is a 7x7x7, that package weighs 1 pound. It can cost me $80 to $85 to ship that snake. So if you're buying a $75 snake, I can't give you free shipping on a snake because I'd be losing money. I can't even give you any deduction in shipping on that snake because I'll be losing money. I have to feed the parents of that snake. I have to incubate those eggs for 2 months. I need to feed those babies, take up rack space for how many weeks that it's sitting on my shelves. I can't lose any money on that. Now, I can possibly give you a discount, small one. And this kind of leads into my next point, which is typically if the snake, especially if it's newer, and if there's quite a few of them available on Morphmarket, I would assume that the most of a discount you're going to get, if the person's willing to negotiate, is going to be like 10%. 10% of that snake's value. So if you're looking at a $75 snake, if you get it down to $65 or $70, you're doing good for yourself. If you're looking at a $500 snake, if you get it knocked down to $450, then you should pat yourself on the back. At a $500 snake, maybe you want to pay $500 but get free shipping. I'd probably be okay with that too. It just depends on how long the snake's been available, which is kind of a third point. If this is a new snake and I just listed it yesterday, you're probably not going to get a discount, and you're most likely not going to get free shipping. The snake's brand new. I have no idea what the market is for it yet. I have no idea how easy it is going to be to sell. If it's a clown, you're probably not getting a discount. If it's a pied, you're probably not getting a discount. If it's a double het, probably not, because those are more desirable. Everybody's working with the clowns and the recessives and the pieds and desert ghosts. Those snakes are more desirable, so those discounts aren't going to come as easy. And with the snake at $100, you have to pay a 3% credit card fee on any transaction if you're a seller, through PayPal or Square or whatever you pay through. Most of them are around 3%. So, you lose 3% off the bat. If it's just a $100 snake, it's only $3, which isn't a big deal, but your margin's only so big. And then you have shipping at that point too. So the margins on these snakes aren't as great as you think they are, and the breeders need to make money to be able to fund and take care of these snakes and fund future projects.